30 years of marriage filled with shared dreams, a family, and countless memories, all unraveling in an instant. It's the real-life saga of Dr. Doug Weiss, a celebrated marriage therapist whose personal life has unexpectedly become front-page news.
What really happened behind the scenes? Stay tuned as we uncover the shocking truth.
I want to speak in sex life.
We can all have a great sex life. Christ died so we could have great sex.
Yep, he said that. So, how do you go from writing love letters about how Lisa was made just for you to divorcing her and marrying someone else in the blink of an eye?
Doug, too, tried to keep a low profile, but it wasn't easy. The Christian community is not known for easily forgiving its fallen figures, and the judgment he faced was intense. Some accused him of being dishonest about his past, of hiding things that only now were coming to light. Others defended him, saying that no one truly knows what happens inside a marriage, except the people in it.
Rumors started swirling, and they weren't pretty. People began whispering that Doug and Joni had known each other for years. Both were big names in the Christian community, often working together on projects. Some even claimed their connection had grown close long before Doug and Lisa's marriage came to an end. Naturally, this raised a lot of eyebrows. Was Doug already emotionally invested in Joni while he was still married to Lisa? The timing of his remarriage only fueled the speculation, making it hard for people not to wonder if something deeper had been going on behind the scenes. Lisa Weiss, meanwhile, wasn't about to stay quiet. After everything she'd been through, she felt like people needed to hear her side of the story. In a heartfelt statement, Lisa shared, "It really hurt me when he decided to separate from me. I did everything I could to save our marriage. And it hurt even more when he married Joni Lamb so soon after we separated. It made me ask myself so many questions." Lisa wasn't upset that Doug had moved on. She didn't expect him to stay single forever. But the speed of his new relationship made her feel like their 30 years together didn't matter. It was like their shared history, their life, and their memories had been wiped away in an instant. What made it even harder was the public nature of everything. Lisa felt like her pain was on display for everyone to see. Going through a divorce is tough enough, but when the whole world is watching, it's a different level of hurt. And when Doug remarried so quickly, it felt like another blow, making it harder for Lisa to process what was happening. The hardest part, Lisa said, was letting go of the life she had imagined with Doug. She'd held on to hope that they could work through their problems and grow old together. But when Doug walked away and started a new chapter so quickly, she knew that future was gone for good. Still, as painful as it was, Lisa tried to find peace in the memories they'd shared. She admitted that when you're going through heartbreak, it's easy to forget the good times. But deep down, she knew there were years of love and happiness, even if it all ended in heartache. For Lisa, recovery became about taking things one day at a time. She allowed herself to feel the hurt, but knew she had to move forward, even if it meant going slow. With time, she believed she could find peace again. As for Doug, he never fully opened up about why his marriage to Lisa ended. His silence left people to speculate about what really happened and whether his whirlwind romance with Joni Lamb had started long before the ink on his divorce papers was dry.
As if the divorce wasn't shocking enough, rumors began to spread that Doug Weiss might be facing serious legal trouble that could potentially lead to prison. At first, it sounded like just another wild conspiracy theory, something exaggerated by gossip columns and social media speculation. But as more whispers emerged from people close to the situation, it became clear that something was indeed happening behind the scenes. The first sign that something was wrong came when Doug started avoiding the public eye. He had been vocal for years about his work in counseling, regularly speaking at conferences and appearing on Christian television, but suddenly he became unusually quiet. His social media presence faded, and invitations to events he had previously committed to were either canceled or mysteriously rescheduled. This only added fuel to the growing speculation: was he hiding from something? Then, an insider report claimed that Doug had been under investigation for financial misconduct related to his counseling practice. Some sources suggested that irregularities had been found in his business dealings, leading to legal scrutiny. Others claimed that he had been involved in disputes with former clients, some of whom had allegedly filed lawsuits against him. While no official charges had been confirmed, the mere suggestion that Doug was facing legal trouble was enough to send shockwaves through the Christian community. Then, more shocking rumors began to surface, rumors that suggested Doug Weiss had entered the marriage with secrets of his own. While Doug had been known as a respected counselor, some skeptics began digging into his past. Questions arose about his previous relationships, his financial dealings, and even the legitimacy of some of his professional claims. The questions kept piling up. Legal analysts speculated on what could happen next. If financial misconduct was involved, there could be an investigation into his businesses, potentially leading to charges. If he had violated any laws regarding client confidentiality or misused funds, the consequences could be severe. Some reports even suggested that past employees or associates had come forward with complaints, adding more weight to the claims against him. Doug, for his part, denied everything. Those close to him said he was furious about the accusations, insisting that he was being targeted unfairly. He felt that people were trying to destroy his reputation, taking advantage of the divorce fallout to pile on more controversy. He had spent decades building his credibility in the Christian counseling world, and now, all of it was at risk. He knew that in the court of public opinion, being accused of wrongdoing, even without proof, was often enough to ruin someone's career. Reports emerged that Doug had wanted a more prominent role at Daystar, but Joni was hesitant. Some sources claimed that Doug had expected to be more involved in decision-making, while others suggested that Joni felt pressured to integrate him into a system that had been built long before he entered the picture. Their differing views on leadership, ministry, and the balance between personal and professional life allegedly led to numerous arguments behind closed doors. Supporters of Doug stood by him, saying the allegations were nothing more than a coordinated effort to discredit him. They believed that enemies within the industry were using the divorce as an opportunity to take him down. But others weren't so sure. Even some of his longtime followers began questioning if there was more to the story. After all, these rumors weren't coming from just one source. There were multiple reports from different people, all suggesting that something was wrong. As the weeks went on, the tension continued to build. There was still no official confirmation of charges, but the speculation alone was enough to damage Doug's standing. Churches that had once invited him to speak quietly pulled back, waiting to see how things would unfold before associating with him again. His name was being discussed in Christian media in a way it never had before, not as a respected counselor, but as someone potentially involved in a scandal.
Joni Lamb's role in this story made things even more complicated. As the co-founder of Daystar, she wasn't just a public figure, she was a symbol of the Christian values the network promotes. People started questioning whether her relationship with Doug, so soon after his divorce, clashed with the family values Daystar claims to uphold. And then came the jaw-dropper. Joni fired her own son, Jonathan Lamb, from Daystar. Jonathan had been a key part of the network for years, so the decision shocked everyone. It left people wondering, was personal drama bleeding into the leadership of one of the most prominent Christian networks? The firing raised even more questions about Daystar's future. Could the network maintain its focus on faith and family values when its leaders were at the center of such public controversy? Or was it time for Daystar to reevaluate how personal and professional lives overlap in such a public space? We want to hear from you. Doug and Joni's whirlwind romance, Lisa's heartfelt revelations, and the shakeup at Daystar have left a lot of people talking, and we want to know what you think. Was Doug's quick remarriage to Joni a fresh start, or does it go against the values they both preach? How do you feel about personal lives becoming public when it involves leaders in the Christian community? Do you think the drama at Daystar is a sign of deeper issues, or is it just the reality of running a family-based organization? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on stories that matter. Thanks for watching.
Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged.
And on that note, turn to your neighbor and say, "Scoop me up something to munch on."
Let's take a quick moment to show some love. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And hey, if you want to be in the know, ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Join the party in the comments section. We want to hear what you think.